Shoot. Oh, right. I just want to see if it's back on or not. Are we back on? We are back on, I believe. Oh, shush back there. They're far too loud. Okay, we're back. We are back. I am so sorry about that. I apologize. My laptop battery decided to die and not tell me that it was low. And I also forgot to have my laptop plugged in, so that's why the game just suddenly started lagging for no reason. So I apologize if you're watching the first half of this stream and it died. That would be the reason why I didn't suddenly just quit in the middle of the road. But I am back. The game seems to be moving at a smooth pace again. So yeah. I'm just gonna double check that my audio levels are actually good. Yep. We are good. We are good in the hood. Okay. See, I don't remember what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can try and combine this live stream. I mean, I'm sure I could if I like took the video files and just like combined them somehow. I may try to do that. I mean, I didn't really record for very long. I didn't stream for very long. And it should be downloadable. I think I only streamed for like 20 minutes before my computer died. Hooray! Awesome content. Actually, just in case, I'm gonna stop for 2 seconds and just double check something. So it says I'm live. Now let's look at the videos, please. Okay, now there's only the one video, so I don't know if it automatically combined or if it's just replaced the file. I don't know. I'm also consuming a Cherry Halls in case if anyone's wondering. That's my little candy in my mouth. So yeah, I'm back finally. Although my hand is getting tired of holding up the microphone to my mouth. I definitely need to figure out the microphone situation. Because yeah, I'd like a proper microphone. Just for like recording stuff and like, you know, if I ever want to do like YouTubing as a thing, or if I want to like, I don't know, do whatever, a microphone would be nice. Now, I don't know if I want one of those like just the regular like not the standing mic, but like the little like the ice cream style mic, or if I want to get like a proper like hinged microphone system, like hanging off of like some clamped part of my desk or something, and then I can like move it around and do whatever I want with it type thing. I don't know. I haven't actually decided yet. 48 hours. Oops, I did not mean to push that button. 48 hours and I'll be there in 15. Golden. Oops. Come on, there we go. So yeah, I definitely need an upgrade in terms of like technological software and whatnot, but I don't know, we'll see where it goes. I mean, I may not. So yeah, I'm probably not going to stay on for very long if no one else shows up. Like I'll do the delivery mission, then I'll head off because I don't know if I'll be able to entertain my voice for several long hours. I mean, I also might do a quick Norway to Norway job, I'm not sure. Because I tend to be very reckless with my truck, it costs a lot of money to maintain it and stuff. So I kind of need the extra dollars, or at least the extra euros. But yeah, funny when I went to Europe and I started using euros. I mean, like, I got used to it very quickly because it's not that complicated to understand. It's very similar to dollars. You just change the symbol of euro to dollar, like, and it's divided into 100 cents. So like, it's pretty easy. The only thing you have to get used to is the smaller coins because they have 1 cent like the Americans do. Canada doesn't make the penny anymore. Then they have 2 cents. And I tried to keep like as many 2-cent coins as possible because I'm a coin collector, so like I tried to keep as many of the like smaller coins as possible. Then they have a 5-cent piece, but like in Canada and America we have like what we call nickels, and it's literally a coin made either like out of nickel or like it's nickel plated steel or zinc or whatever. And in Europe it's actually copper. Like their 5-cent coins look like pennies, but they're a little bit bigger. Then they have the 10-cent piece, which is what we do here as well. What we call ours dimes. And ours are like extremely small, silver looking. Well, they're not actually made of silver, but they're like silver colored coins. And in the euro, I think it's Nordic plated gold or something. They're not actual gold, but like fake stuff. Then they have a 20-cent piece instead of a 25-cent piece. So like we have quarters, they have 20-cent pieces. Then they have the 50-cent piece, which we also have, but we don't, like, especially in Canada, we don't use them. Like, they're pretty much for circulation, even though like they technically do circulate them in a sense. We get them as collector's items mostly. Like, you don't see 50-cent pieces of change. Actually, I have quite a few 50-cent pieces, but I mean, I never spend them because, and similar in America too, they have like the $50, like Kennedy $50, and people don't usually spend them. And then they have the €1 coin, and we have the $1 coin in Canada, and the Americans use the dollar bill. But you guys have $1 coins as well, but you just don't really use them that often because, like, I don't know. I guess you Americans love your dollar bills too much. And then the euro also is the €2 coin, and we have the toonie or the $2 coin in Canada. So in a lot of ways we have very similar currencies, but then when you get to the banknotes, each banknote's actually a different size. So like the €5 and the €10 notes are different sizes, like physically different sizes. So like the €5 note's really tiny, and then you go to like 20 and 50 and they're like more larger. The biggest denomination of banknote I ever held was a 50, because that's what came out of the ATM, and I was so pissed because I'm like, because in Canada, I don't know what it is like in America, but a lot of places in Canada don't like taking the 50s and the 100s. I mean, they usually do, but a lot of stores just won't take the 100s just because like they're counterfeited the most, so they don't typically like to take the 100s or even the 50s. So they usually go up to like the 20. So I was genuinely afraid that stores in Europe wouldn't take the €50 note because of my experience in Canada. And so I was like making sure I was trying my best to like break up the 50 as quickly as possible, even if I only used it for like a smaller purchase or whatever, or I put in like a vending machine that would take 50s or something. And it's like really dumb because I know that my bank in Canada actually allows me to choose the bills I want. So like if I want a bunch of like 5s and 10s, then I don't have to worry about like going to a teller, because like before I would only dispense 20s and I think maybe 50s, and then I would have to actually go to an actual teller person and ask for 5s and 10s, because that was what I would normally do, because I like having the smaller bills. But now my bank actually has an ATM where you can actually specify how many 5s and 10s you want. So I'm like, this is fantastic. Like, I don't have to talk to an individual anymore. Like, especially if the bank's closed on Sundays and I need cash, so it's like I don't have to worry about like just getting a bunch of 20s and then having to like break them all up and blah blah blah. Like, here I'd rather have the smaller bills, so I don't have to worry about like getting change if I'm getting like takeout, or if I'm going to like a store that doesn't have like a debit machine or something. Then, you know, I don't have to really worry about like handling huge amounts of change. Like, especially for takeout. Like, if I get takeout and something's like $46, I'll just give them 50 and then not have to worry about the change because that'll be their tip or whatever. Taxis are the same way. Like, if a taxi costs me like $13, I'll just give them 15, and then, you know, whatever is left over is the tip, because like I'm not gonna quibble over like $1 or $2 or something or whatever. But yeah, I actually miss the euro because I always enjoyed collecting like the different country designs on each of the coins, because there's 23 to collect, and I managed to get, I think it was 16 out of the 23. So I'm missing like Malta, Slovenia, Slovakia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Andorra. And I mean, like, the Baltic states are pretty new to the euro, so I can get why I didn't get the Estonia, Latvia, or Lithuanian. Oh crap. You didn't see me drive into that car. Hello, Abu Jafar. You are so lonely. Yeah, that's typically what happens for a lot of my streams, but that's okay. I don't mind it, to be honest. It's okay. People want to come in, they can come in. If they don't, they don't. I'm trying to cross this road, but this traffic's making it impossible. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I managed to collect 6. I only missed out on 6. And that was mostly because like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania are so new to the euro that their coins are probably harder to find. Malta, I'm not sure why I didn't find any Maltese euros. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. I forgot that I'm not in England. And see, Andorra is actually quite difficult to get because they are a micronation and they're not technically part of the euro. Well, at least the European Union. They have a special monetary agreement, and it's very difficult to find their coins and change because they make so little. So like, you'd have to buy like the collector sets. But like, when I was in Andorra, they wanted like 50 or 60 euros for a coin set, and I'm like, that's not happening. Because I managed to buy a San Marinese coin set for like, I want to say 15 or 20 euros, and that to me makes sense, but not 50. So I was like, no, that wasn't gonna happen. And then Slovakia and Slovenia, they're also, I don't want to say they're kind of new. Not really, but okay, now I need to get this right, because there's like 3 options. So I need to get to Bergen. See why it's asking, like, it's originally asking me to go to Kristenland and then drive to Bergen, but if my destination is Bergen, I should just go straight to Bergen. You know, like, why give myself that amount of driving anxiety? And besides, like, if I have 48 hours to do this job, and, you know, spend the extra time, you know, doing the ferry. Also, why the hell does a ferry take 11 hours or 17 hours or whatever to do? Like, that's so dumb. Right now, okay, so I'm in Norway. Hooray! Now, see, 4 kilometers, 9 minutes to drive. That's it. Versus, it wanted me to go all the way to Krisenland and then drive through all that just to get to there, or I could just take the ferry and go straight there. And that's the same way you can take like the ferry to pretty much every city, actually no, literally every city in Norway, because you can go to Bergen, Stavanger, and then Kristiansand, and then if you go down to Fredrikshavn, then you can take the ferry for some reason all the way to Oslo, even though it's like nowhere near the coast, like it's in the middle of the land. Or you can go to Sweden, go to Gothenburg. So yeah, I'm just going straight to Bergen because why should I drive all that way and waste like half an hour of my time when I can just go straight by ferry, you know? So yeah, I'm taking the lazy way because why not? I mean, I'll just go back and forth on the ferry to visit all the cities, and so I can just like add them to my list because that's super quick to add them. Oh, this is cute. I've never actually been to Norway, both physically or virtually. This is the first time I've been to Norway, so this is actually quite exciting for me. I don't even know if I'm saying Bergen right. It could be like Bergen or Bergen or something. Like, I don't know how Norwegians pronounce their letters. I'm not Norwegian, I'm not Scandinavian, I'm not Fennoscandian, I'm not anything like that. Oh. That's my bad. I heard, ooh, 1%. I heard the smash. I heard the smash. What am I? I'm carrying basil. Oh geez, 23 tons of basil. Gordon Ramsay would be a fan of me. I'm just gonna go all around because I want to discover these places. And there's probably another truck dealership over there. But I mean, like, am I transporting fresh basil or am I transporting like dried basil? Like, it doesn't specify. So I have no idea. I'm just transporting some form of spice. I need some spice in my life. No, basil is actually quite enjoyable. So, and I mean, I don't think it grows in Norway. Okay. I've arrived, hooray. Okay, where do you... No. I'm gonna take the lazy way. Good work, hooray! I lost out on 1,000 euros because of 1% damage. Like, that's dumb. Okay, so now that I'm free from this nonsense, let's discover the rest of... Oh. Oops. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Drive! Okay, there we go. Now we are... Ooh. Navigating this thing like a maze. How do I get out of here? Is it this way? It's this way. I've never seen this before. Oh, crap. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go get my thing repaired. Come on. Actually, what I'm gonna do... I'm just gonna see if there's any other jobs while I'm here, so I can go from, like, Bergen to Stavanger. Bergen's Bergen. Bergen's Bergen. Bergen to Kristiansand. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother. Not going to bother. Oh, come on. Go back and drive. There we go. Okay, now I need to... Come on. I need to go across the street. Fix my truck. Discover that other question mark and then get back to the ferry. And then just literally hop back and forth on the ferry. 7,000, I can afford that. Good. Alright. We're back on the road. And I'm going to go... Oh. I'm gonna go back to where I was. No. I'm gonna go back to... Oh, crap. I've re-scratched my truck. Yeah, might as well discover the roads while I'm here since I probably won't be coming back to Bergen. I don't know, I would like to see Scandinavia, but like I already live in a cold place, So it's not that appealing to go to another cold place. You know, I'd rather go somewhere nice and warm, like Italy or France or Spain, or, you know, that's some of the reason why I wanted to go to a nice warm place, so I can escape the cold. Because it's bad enough that I live in a country that, like, snows from October to April. Like, seriously, we actually can get snow from October to April. Like, that has happened before, and it's super annoying, because, like, you know, Halloween costumes, oh, we have to, oh, you kidding me? That was not 15% damage. From the little nick in a car like that, no. That's, I call nonsense on that. And the car drives away. No, no, no. That's what you get. I purposely crashed into him. Because you could feel the wrath and anger that I feel. Also because I'm slightly ill. I have to get my stupid truck repaired again. See, this is why I cost my company so much money. Because of stupid people like me that really should not be behind the wheel of any kind of vehicle. Alright. The one thing I really wish they would have added in this game was Portugal and Spain. See, and that was like 9,000. That costed more. And yet that was less damage. Like, I don't understand. Ugh. Enjoying some nice H2O. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's try this again. Take 2. Now that I've actually properly, like, discovered everything, let's just go back to the ferry. Don't crash into the cars. There we go. So, yeah, no, I don't really have a desire to go to Scandinavia. I mean, I would like to go to Sweden and go see the ABBA Museum and go see some of the Eurovision spots, so like in Gothenburg or Stockholm or Malmö. But I mean, like, that's about it really. And like maybe IKEA, but like we have IKEA in Canada, so like I don't know if like Swedish IKEA is super great. I don't know. I'd rather go visit like Malta and, ooh, that was close. And like Greece and Cyprus, because those are nice and warm. Crap. Yeah. Back to the ferry. Or I'm gonna go set sail. Can I set sail from here, or do I have to go back and forth? Oh, I have to go back and forth. Oh, that's dumb. Oh, that is dumb. Alright. Fine. I feel like it's dumb. Like, I should be able to hop from place to place without having to, you know, go, like, back and forth manually. Like, that's... Excuse me, to me, that's dumb. Yay, it's nighttime. Why am I not at the ferry landing properly? Let's go back. Oh, shoot. Oh, back there we go. There we go. Let's try this again. Port number 2. Let us go to Stavanger. Stavanger. Yeah, I don't understand why that took 17 hours. Like, that's ridiculous. No ferry for that short a distance takes 17 hours. Like, I don't know what they're doing, if they're doing, like, detours, but, like, I don't know. But I'm gonna go discover this city. Actually, does it have anything to discover, or is it just a city? Oh, okay, it does have things to discover. Okay. So let's do that. Add new checkpoint to the end, and then come back. Cool. Ooh, and this thing has an IKEA. Because they can't use proper names of places. Like, they can't call it IKEA, even though it clearly is IKEA. See, I'm still in Norway. Still cruising along. Thank you, Polaris Lion. Oh, shoo. There is a bit of drifting. Drifting in my truck. Oh, crap. I got myself caught. Okay, no, I'm cool. Drive, drive, drive. Oh. Jeez. Thank goodness. Actually, you know what's funny? I think I actually do better on a flight simulator because there is less things to crash into in the air. Okay. You're gonna, no, wait for me. Wait for me. Thank you, Mr. Truck. But yeah, I had actually a friend of mine who did do an exchange program in Norway, and he loved it. Now, granted, he's a very outdoorsy person, so that's more natural for him. I'm less inclined to go outdoors. I prefer the inside, but I mean, like, I wouldn't shy away from like a nice outdoor hike so long as it's not like purely uphill walking. Because I mean, hell, I stayed in San Marino for 2 days, and that was a lot of uphill. Like in Canada, we have like Quebec City, which is extremely uphill. Like there are points where I'm almost certain it's like a 45-degree angle in certain roads, but like San Marino, now that is full of like at least I think 9 different levels, and like each level has like roads that go up and down. Like it's amazing crap. Ooh, 19. That's heavy. So yeah, San Marino, and actually San Marino has a lot of hiking trails as well to get to each of their towers and stuff. So like it's pretty heavy on the walking bit. Like it's not for the faint of heart. Like you can drive into San Marino, but like you have to park your car outside of the gates, because like driving, I'm pretty sure, is just for the locals. Because like I don't think I've seen a tourist drive an actual vehicle in the streets of San Marino. I wouldn't want to. Like their streets are very, very narrow. Like it could fit one car. That's it. Like the people actually have to like move to the edge of the buildings in order to not be run over by them. So it's very key that like people who are touring San Marino like park your car somewhere else and take like, you can take like the cable car up, because there's a cable car that takes you from basically the base of the mountain to the top, and I can't remember how much it is, but like I never rode it because I never had a desire to leave the fortress area, like the upper part of the mountain. But like if I were to go back to San Marino, I'd probably want to explore the base of the mountain a bit just to like see what it's like, and I would definitely take the cable car because I wouldn't want to like naturally go down. I mean, like there's forest trails, and there's like nice medieval looking paths, and like it's if you guys go to San Marino, like if you have the opportunity, go to San Marino. You can stay, I think it's up to 10 days without needing a residency permit, and then if you're planning on staying for 2 weeks, you definitely need a residency permit, and you can get that from the military, because San Marino has like open borders, but they still want to like technically keep track of the people who are in their country. But like, if you're only staying for like a week, then it's not a big deal. But if you're more than 10 days, then you definitely need a residency permit. I thankfully didn't have to, so I was only staying for like technically 3 calendar days, but like it wasn't full calendar days. It was only like half, one full, and then half. So like it equated to like 2 days technically, but it's only like 1 full day. So, and I mean, like I imagine the hotel may tell you that when you book online. I'm not sure, but I mean, like I would just inquire with, like I would probably inquire with the hotel, because the hotel would know for sure, because it would be very bad business not to tell their customers, because then they wouldn't go in the first place. But yeah, no, if you definitely have the opportunity to go to San Marino, it's a gorgeous country. I wish my videos were sponsored by San Marino, but they're not. It's just a really great place to go. Oh, how do I operate through this? Is it just this way? I've never driven through here, so like this to me feels like a maze of like infinite proportions. Okay, I think I have found it. Do I just reboard the, I found a rest area. Okay, cool, I just go through this way. Cool, cool. Back on the ferry we go. Try not to crash. There we go. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going to San Marino if you've never been. It's basically in Italy, so the best way to get to San Marino, if you fly into either Milan or Rome, I would probably go to Rome because it'd be a bit quicker. And then I would take either a car and drive, and in that case Rome would be quick. Or I would take the train, would be my better recommendation, just because like the train is more enjoyable. Or yeah, so I would recommend taking the train from Rome to Rimini, sorry, from Rome to Bologna first, then get off at Bologna, and then take the train to Rimini. Rimini is this like seaside town on the Adriatic Sea, and that's your best bet. Then as soon as you leave the Rimini train station, basically on, like, as soon as you leave, face like left, and there's this basic like tourist building for San Marino. It's like literally right next door to the train station, and buy a bus ticket to all the way to San Marino's capital, and it's like €5 per way, so it'll end up costing you like €10, and you can buy the tickets ahead of time. So like if you want to stay in Rimini for a day or whatever, then you can do that. And I mean, like, the bus tickets for like €5, it takes you like across almost the whole country of San Marino. So if you wanted like a pretty decent way of seeing San Marino, like that's the best way. And that includes some space for a little bit of luggage, and like the driver's friendly enough, and you know, there are people that use it all the time, and like there must be at least like, I want to say 20 buses a day during the normal season. Like, it's extensive. Like, they have buses running all the time because that's their main way of transport. Now, is there anything? There's nothing really to discover, so I guess just drive until I've discovered the city, I guess. And then yeah, basically that's, I can't see anything. How do I'm a bit lost at the moment. Oh, I saw that coming. Is it like over here? Come on, I'm trying to drive. Come on. Come on. Oh, you move. Okay, hold on. I'm switching over to my cam for a sec. Okay, there's not even a way out. Okay, I have to go back that way. Cool, cool. So I have to head back out the other way. But yeah, I would take the bus from Rimini to like straight up to the very end, so like it'll be your last stop. And then there's gonna be people getting on and off. Don't worry about that. That's normal. And then yeah, basically once you get off the bus, you're on this like lower platform, so you'll want to enter into this building that's, I should be on your right hand side if you're facing the vista. And basically you'll want to go up the set of stairs that's in that building, and then you'll proceed on to the upper, like to an upper street. Then if you head right after you exit that building and you're back on like a street level, you'll want to, you know, keep heading right until you basically see this giant gate. It's called I think it's called the Francisco Gate. Go through that gate, then you're actually in the proper fortress, and that's the that's like you're already in San Marino's capital, but like the parts that you want to see are in like the gate, past the gate. It's this open gate, so I don't think you have to worry about it like being closed or anything, and just be mindful of traffic, because sometimes traffic can be a bit of a nuisance. So yeah, once you've done that, then you'll want to probably start heading like zigzagging up, and then you'll eventually find yourself basically in the heart of San Marino's capital. So there's going to be like hotels and restaurants and a bunch of tourist stores and stuff. Most of the locals can understand broken English. There are a few that their English is like not that existent, and that's pretty normal actually, because it is an Italian like it's not Italian, it's Italian in the language, not in the culture. But yeah, basically it's they most of them, like if you speak Italian, that's great, you'll be fine. If you speak just English, you can get by, because I was able to get by with just English. You just have to be sort of slow and use a lot of simple words, so don't unnecessarily complicate your language, because that's just gonna this won't help you. There's also a pretty decent Russian tourist population as well sometimes, so you may see signs in Russian as well as English and Italian, and that's perfectly normal. So apparently Russians love to go visit San Marino for some reason. I did not want to go here. I'm going to UE around. So yeah, and oh crap. And so yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing Plaza de Libertad. That's basically their open public plaza. I actually had breakfast there, and I just literally had some some yogurt while I stood on the edge of their like balcony overlooking. It was so gorgeous. It was like really early in the morning too, so there weren't a lot of people. The one thing you will notice about San Marino is that the amount of tourists is actually quite low. That's because like not a lot of people know about San Marino. So like, you imagine like you go to Rome, it's gonna be filled with people, like filled with tourists, because everyone knows Rome, everyone wants to be in Rome. Not a lot of people want to go to San Marino, but you'll still get that same experience because it's just as old as Rome, and like there's medieval towers with like these ancient weapons, and like if you're really into like crossbows and like weaponry and stuff, like San Marino is the country for you. Like honestly, it's so rich in its military history. I managed to visit the Basilica of San Marino, so the Basilica di San Marino or something I think it's called. And it was quite beautiful. It's very white. And apparently the country's founder is actually buried under the altar, which I didn't know that until after I left. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And it's a very Roman Catholic country, so you'll see a lot of like basilicas and stuff. That was really cool to see, and it's totally free to see that. It's totally free to see the outside of the Plaza de Libertad. I don't know if you have to pay a fee to go see the actual like parliamentary building or the council chamber building that's at the Plaza de Libertad. I think there's a cost, but I mean, like, the costs in San Marino are very minimal, and you can also buy yourself a museum pass. I can't remember for how much. It's like probably 15 euros or 20 euros or something, and it like covers the cost of like 5 of their places. So that includes like the first 2 towers, I think. That might include like the Vampiric Museum, the State Museum, like various museums. Like I'd have to actually double check the listings, but it's actually quite extensive. And it can like give you reduced costs on the cable car. Also, another pro tip: if you're actually planning on going to San Marino, stay in San Marino. So like find a hotel within San Marino, because they'll actually give you what they call a tourism card, and basically it's this free card that they give you, which actually gives you discounts on like restaurants and shopping and like attractions and stuff. Like I went to go eat at my hotel's restaurant, and I actually saved 4 euros because of this free card. So like that's 4 euros that I didn't have to spend at this restaurant, and they give you the card for free. Like I just checked into my hotel room, and I thought it was like a card you had to pay for. So I was like, I don't know if I'll actually use it, because like I'm not really planning. I don't have that much time to like. I basically wanted to visit as much as I could, so I didn't really go into like inside the museums and stuff. But like this card they gave you is totally free, and it's a beautiful card. And that's for people who stay in San Marino. Also, I would definitely recommend go getting your passport stamped, because technically San Marino doesn't have border controls, so they don't actually stamp your passport once you enter the country. Like, it's basically like crossing the street or something. Excuse me. So basically, you don't have like passport checks, but you can still get your passport stamped. It costs you like €5, but I think it's worth it. Just because like it's one of the most unique stamps I've seen in my life. Because the stamp that I actually have is very shiny, and I've never had like a reflective stamp, and like it's not just your ink stamp, like it's an actual like glued on stamp with like an ink inset over it, and it's really beautiful. And I mean, like for €5, like that thing's a permanent keepsake, and you can't get that anywhere else. Like it's the only place in the world. So like, and it won't invalidate your passport because it's a sovereign country. So like, if you get your passport stamped in like Berlin, for example, that will invalidate your passport because it's not a sovereign country. Because there are people that will stamp your passport with like East German stamps, but that's actually illegal because they're not. The passport is a document designed to let people know where you've been in the world. And so like, yeah, you think that like it's a cute idea and like it seems to be legitimate, but it's not, because it's not a sovereign country. But like, if you go to San Marino and get their passport stamp, it's totally legal because San Marino is a sovereign country that has passport issuing rights and all that. They're at perfect liberty to issue passport stamps however they wish. So it's perfectly legal for me, and plus like it proves that I was traveling within Europe, so not just for my own like personal keepsake, but also for legal reasons. Because if they're saying like, for some reason, if for some reason, like thankfully this didn't happen to me, but like if for some reason my passport wasn't stamped out when I left the European Union, then they would question me like, oh, how long was he really there for? Like, he could have been there for months and we wouldn't have known. But with these extra passport stamps, it proves like, okay, I went to San Marino on this date, I went to Monaco on this date. And so like, it's not necessarily like, it's not necessary for sure, but it's not gonna hurt, I think. I mean, like for €5, that's definitely something that I want, because like that passport stamp is gonna be mine forever and ever, essentially. And it's really beautiful, so like, why not? I mean, like the guy at the tourist office, basically you just ask him to like have your passport stamped, and they're super friendly, and they're totally asking like, you know, if you've been to San Marino before, and like if not, then he tells you about like the different places you can go see, and like he gives you like a free map, and it's like, it's really cute. Like, he's really nice. And I mean, there is so much to see. Like I wanted to spend more time. Like the day that I spent there, like I was walking around and I was just like, I fell in love with San Marino, honestly. Like I would love to spend like a month in San Marino and to see everything and to like explore every inch of the country, just because like it's so nice. But unfortunately I'm stuck here. And I mean, like, Canada has nice places, don't get me wrong, but like San Marino has that like old world charm that you can't really find anywhere else, and especially since there's like no tourists. Like, I remember the very first night I was there, and it was foggy, so you couldn't see a lot of the view. I went for a nighttime stroll, and a lot of people might think, oh, that's really dangerous, and I felt perfectly safe, because I didn't see a single homeless person in San Marino. I didn't see like a single shady looking person while I was there. I wasn't even approached by anybody. I was just doing my own thing. It was dead. I managed to go to the Plaza Libertas, and I actually managed to go to next to the cable car where you can normally see the views and stuff, and it was dead. There was like maybe one person walking around, or maybe two. That's it. So like, there's no hordes of tourist crowds, no like, none of that nonsense. and it was like gorgeous. Like I got to see the outside of the university there. I got to see like all sorts of different things, and it was like absolutely gorgeous just to like be able to see all of that stuff. And I mean, I wish I had more time to actually like go and see San Marino. That is not supposed to be. That's a movable pylon. That is a movable pylon. No, I call bull height on that. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed San Marino. I really encourage people to go see it. I mean, like, I wish I would have spent more time like getting the stereotypical touristy things and like all sorts of like different stuff, but like the time that I did spend there was really good. I mean, like, I got myself stuff. Like, I got myself some coin packs, and like I took a bunch of photos, and like I took a bunch of brochures and stuff. So like I got enough to like remind myself of San Marino, but I still miss it a lot. Like, that was something I was so glad that I did, because like it was literally out of my way. Like, San Marino was nowhere near the path that I was supposed to be on. Like, if San Marino didn't exist, I would have skipped straight to Milan. Or even I might have visited Pisa or something, but no, I went to San Marino. Why? Because it's like this hidden gem. I wanted to know more about it, and so I visited it. And I mean, like, it doesn't like diminish like the other parts of it. Like, I enjoyed each part of my trip. The only exception would be almost getting stranded in France, and I didn't get a chance to see a lot of Spain. But you know, all in all, it was a very successful trip. Like, would I do it again? Absolutely. Would I change some things? Probably. You know, I got bored with Paris, so like I wouldn't necessarily hype myself going over to Paris. I would probably want to spend more time in Spain. You know, I would probably... Would there be countries that I would not go back to? I would have to say that I probably wouldn't go back to Andorra. It's a very lovely country if you want to go skiing or if you want to go relax, but like in terms of touring, now granted, I probably would go back to see, because I actually didn't get to see the Heritage District, just because I didn't even spend a full day in Andorra. Like, it literally was just an overnight. That was it. So I didn't get to see a whole lot out of Andorra. But I mean, the parts I did see were they were okay. I mean, there's also a lot of construction, so that took away out of it, but like, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily my scene. But I mean, I've been to Andorra, it's nice. Super easy to get into, though. I mean, geez, I ended up taking the bus and they didn't even ask for my passport. They just threw us right through it. I'm like, geez. Like, I gave my passport to the bus company, but like, I don't know. And I mean, I wish I could have gotten my passport stamped, because like in Andorra you actually do get your passport stamped, because it is a proper border. But I never did, so I was like, oh, I missed out on that opportunity. I would probably... I wouldn't go out of my way to go back to Portugal. I mean, Portugal is very nice, don't get me wrong. I love Portugal. I found it very difficult to get into. So like, the only train that I could actually take was an overnight train, and I'm like, if I have to do that, I would rather go to like Gibraltar or something, because at least that's easy to get to. Or like, I'd go visit Morocco, because at least that has like ferries going by it multiple times a day. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen Portugal. I don't have an interest in going to Portugal. I already went, so like, it's off my list. Definitely go back to London. Did not spend enough time in London. Oh, that was great. Vatican. See, it's a bit tricky because there are parts of the Vatican that I definitely missed that I wanted to go see and like see it better, but like the waiting times and the lines were very torturous, and like the Sistine Chapel was so crowded and so noisy, like it took away from the experience. So I was disappointed in the Sistine Chapel. Like I loved seeing the painted ceilings and stuff, but like it was way too crowded. And I mean, like, this is not even high season, like this isn't the summertime, this was like May. So like I don't know if I need to go to a different time or if it's just always busy, but like I truly felt disappointed in Vatican City. But I mean, there are parts that I would definitely like to see again. Are there any other portions of? Oh wow, I actually visited. Okay, so I visited all the cities in Norway. I still have one in Denmark, but that's a bit far. Lots of ferry routes, jeez. Alright, I'm actually gonna end it here because it's already 11:30 for me. I don't know how long I've been streaming for, but I'm a bit tired. Because my voice could use a rest because I'm still sort of ill. So I'm just gonna pull into a spot to park. So yeah, thank you very much for watching / listening to the individuals who've come in and out, to anyone that's currently listening either live or through the playback. I'm gonna try and figure out what happened with the playback system in terms of my computer losing power. Whether it's combined or whether they just deleted it, I don't know. I have to actually look through my systems and find out. Yeah, as I said, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about San Marino and other such lovely topics. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if I don't stream regularly this week, have a wonderful New Year's. I don't know if I'll be streaming before the New Year hits. I may. Other than that, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Have wonderful upcoming holidays, and yeah, have yourself a great day. Peace.